What is going on, guys? Chris Rednick here, and today is a video a lot of you have been waiting for, and today's video is the Q&A. Now, about 5 days ago, I asked you guys to throw down in the comments if you guys had any question for me whatsoever. Just throw it down in the comments, and I'm going to try my best to answer all of them. But I also did the same thing on Patreon, and I am going to be answering all of their questions first and just giving them a shout out, like whatever their name is on Patreon. Speaking of the patrons, Anton and we are going to be doing a podcast this week, so if you guys are interested in that, the link is going to be in the description below. There is also a little post on Patreon as well if you guys have any question for Anton or you guys want me to ask him something, whatever it may be, we are going to be doing that. So if that's something you're interested in, you can just go into the description below. But other than that, let's dive into it. Question number 1, and this is from Grady Redman. He asks, when do you think I am going to be able to go back to Florida? Now, that's a very good question, and I pretty much told myself that no matter what condition I am in, by January 15th, that is when I want to leave. I'm not going to be driving. I'm going to be flying. I'm going to figure out someone, like one of my friends, to be able to transport my cars. Like someone's going to drive my truck in my trailer. Hopefully it could be Anton, and I can pay him to do that because I trust him most, because he's always driving like big vehicles and stuff. But that is my plan. January 15th. I don't care if I have to crawl to the airport. That's what I'm going to do, and that's when I kind of want to start back like my real life, not my dungeon life. Ooh, it's cold in here. Question number 2 from username Took. He asks if I can feel my fingers yet, and the answer to that question is no. I'm actually going to the doctor's office, and we're really going to find out if I'm getting my cast off or not, and if I'm going to need surgery, so definitely stick around for that. Next question is from Alex, a patron, and he asked what my 5-year plan is, and we need another Beamer. We definitely need another Beamer. If I get another one, it's gonna be, there's a few that I want. I'm 100% gonna own another E30, no matter what. We're gonna do that. The car that I really want, that I don't want to spend all the money on, is an M2. I think they're the sickest car in the world, and like my favorite car to this day that I've owned is definitely the 135. Like just jailing that thing was so nice, and like M2 is just only that much better. So that's definitely, like, if I were to get a new car, it would either be that or a Tesla. I know, I'm a butthurt. 5-year plan, I'll be honest, I don't really have a 5-year plan. I kind of just I enjoy doing what I do right now. I guess if that stopped, I do enjoy like flipping cars and stuff, so I would probably kind of get into that. I already have my shop, I have my lift and everything, and like if I went full-time flip mode, I think I would make actually a pretty decent living. So I guess if you want to use that as a downfall plan, that's kind of what I would start with. But I don't know, I like to think that I always figure something out. Like when I was younger, when I was 15, I used to save my money, and I would ride my bike to the bike shop, and I would actually bargain with the dude that owned the shop. And like, give you an example, he had some demo revolt cranks for like 170 bucks or something, however much they were, and I actually ended up like getting him down like on all these parts. I think I ended up buying the demo revolt cranks for like 90 bucks, and then I rode my bike 10 miles to like a skate park that everyone went to, and I ended up selling them that day for like 150 bucks, and that's how I made my money, like before I got a job or before anything. And like I would sell gum in school or just do stupid stuff like that. In middle school, I actually taught myself how to make ninja stars, and I would buy colored construction paper, and people like loved ninja stars, so I'd sell them like for like 50 cents a pop, and then I would flip that money into buying gum, and then I would sell gum, because everyone always wants gum in school. It's like the cool thing when you're in middle school. But I don't know, long story short, I usually figure things out, and I'm not really worried about a 5-year plan. Julian, a Patreon member, he said, any future car builds? I really want to do an E30. I don't care if it's an M50 and M52 swap. I just want an E30 turbo. That's literally like my dream build, and it's not even like that challenging. I mean, it's expensive, but like it's not like M2 expensive or GTR expensive or even LMGT2 expensive. So that's definitely going to come sooner or later, so look out for that. If I'm shaking at all in this video, it's because I'm absolutely freezing. We have the garage door open and the fan on because I took a dump. Trey Wing, aka Ricer Integra. Plans with the Ricer Civic, still gonna go the B18 route. Also, any plans to get Courtney into drifting with her own Miata. So for the Ricer Civic, that's gonna be like one of my first things that I want to get done. I just want to get that car rolling. I want to get that car driving, throw it on the dyno, see how much it makes. I'm not really looking into like destroying it or breaking it. I just want to make like a solid 300 wheel and kind of make it a little fun car. Don't have any crazy plans with it, but my plan is when I get to Florida is to finish that car. All it needs is injectors and the car can run, so it shouldn't be that bad. And as far as Courtney drifting, anything Courtney wants to do, I will support 100%. If she wants to get into drifting, I want to do nothing but help her. But with her scheduling and everything, and she was working a full-time job, it is a bit hard to do that. But I mean, I'm more than happy to let her take the Ricer Miata out and slay some donuts or burnouts, whatever she wants to do. I'm there. Next one from Austin Road. Will you start going to OSW and driving with Taylor, Ray, and Adam and Ben now that you have a decent car to drift with there? So I've been thinking a lot in my mom's basement, and like I've been so focused on just like building the cars and not even really kind of fully enjoying them. I do want to get like my feet out there more. Like I want to start going to events, like a lot of events. I want to start going to the compound more, just like throwing myself out there and just learning and having fun and like making good content for you guys. But yes, the answer is yes, I would love to do that. I would love to get out there more and stuff, and that is going to be one of my main focuses, is on more driving and less working in the shop. Next one is from Z Ben. Will we ever see a Z chassis on the channel? Maybe a 300ZX or a 350Z. If you guys are OGs, you know I love 350Zs. For whatever reason, we've owned 83 cars or whatever it was, and none of those are 350Zs. I would like to see one, but right now in my future, I just don't see it. I have too many cars, and I have too many things that I want to do. It just doesn't seem logical right now. So as of right now, no, but it is possible for the future. And I'm just not a 300ZX guy. Have you got any plans for the GTR from Sam Hodges? And yes, if you guys watched that wheel video, I did get a set of LMGT2s from Tommy, which are super sick, and they are going to Sensei 6 in California to be fully built. They're very, very expensive. I think the whole thing is gonna cost like $5-6 grand, which don't really want to talk about it too much, but at the end of the day, like if I ever needed to get rid of them, they're gonna be worth the same value that I put into, if not even more. So my plans with the GTR is just to get it sitting pretty. It already runs great and everything, and I just want it sitting nice, looking great. And I was thinking about selling it, but it's kind of just a nice car just to keep around, and it's not really depreciating in value, so there's no harm in really keeping it. Next one from Andrew. Would you consider an NC Miata build? How would you build it? 2.5 swap. I haven't really put too much thought into building one. All I really want to do is own one, because I'm like kind of a butthurt for owning NA, NB, NC, ND. I own all of them but the NC. To be honest, my least favorite of the cars is the NC, so I don't really see myself really diving into it. And watching James and helping James a little bit with his, like, the engine bays are kind of a nightmare in that car, and I don't really love how they're set up. They drive great, they perform great, but that would be kind of a car that I probably would just throw on wheels and coilovers and call it a day and just say I own all the Miatas. Next one from AD. Any plans to do some more collabs with LZ in the future? I mean, if he's down, I'm down. I was talking to Mike and he said that they want to hang out when I get back to Florida, so I'm definitely going to be doing that. And like I said, I really want to get more into drifting and stuff and actually driving, so hopefully there'll be some collabs there. Dalton Hansen asked, how many cars do you currently own? Also 5-year plan. Oh boy. We own the F-250, the Ricer Miata, the Roadster, the Flip Miata, the Blueberry, the Evo, the GTR, the Ricer Civic, the CRX, the off-road Miata, the van, I mean, a couple scooters, the Suron, the Grom. You know it's a problem when you can't remember all the cars you have. The answer to that question is I have way too many, and we need to get that under control. All right, next one from Ruddy. Hey, how you doing? Or Rudy. I think it's Rudy, sorry. Would you ever consider building a classic American, like 58 Del Soto, 55 Bel Air, a 60, 72 C10, 32 Ford? Honestly, I'm not like huge into like the American muscle stuff. I do think like the older trucks are sick on like Air Ride and stuff, but it's just not my thing. I don't really see myself getting into it too much, but I don't know. Who knows what can come in the future, but most likely probably not. Next one from John Paul. I can't pronounce your last name, I'm really sorry, but when are you going to step up to the plate like Anton did? Congratulations to Anton. I think that's great and I'm really happy for him, but at the age of 23, I don't really want that in my life right now. I love Courtney. She's a great girl and everything, and one day we may get married, but right now that's not really my goal. I don't really see a point in marriage right now, but that's just my opinion. I think all that matters is that we love each other and everything, and that can come later down the road. So, not stepping up to the plate yet. Next one from Ty Weds. Wet with a Z. Weds? Sure. With everything that's gone on recently, do you expect a full recovery of your ankle to be able to drive manual like before? Honestly, I've thought about this a lot. Not really driving standard. I think driving standard is gonna be fine because like clutches aren't like that heavy unless they're like super heavy duty. I'm more nervous about like being able to ride my bike again. I'm never going, at least I say this now, I'm never going to ride at the level that I wanted to ride or that I was trying to ride. If I do get back on my bike, which would probably be 1.5 to 2 years, I want to just focus on like little stuff like manuals. I really like fakie tricks and like just staying on like boxes and pyramids. No crazy air outs, no crazy airs, no like doing like super fast tricks, jumping downstairs or anything like that. If I were to ride again, I would focus on just riding really smoothly, doing like hang fives and like just cool technical tricks like that, staying on the ground and trying not to get hurt, because this definitely was a eye-opener and stuff. But as far as like driving standard, I think I'm gonna be pretty okay. Gotten a lot of movement in my ankle, and although it's far from being healed, we're definitely making some good progress, and I'm pretty confident that we're gonna get back to normal with driving stick. All right, next one from Dallas. Besides Dan, what's the worst experience you've had with a shop or mechanic? That's a really good question. To be honest, I don't really know. I can't think of like an experience where like, whoa, this is like a huge ordeal like the whole Dan thing was. But talking about shop, I will just tell you a funny story real quick. When I was a senior, when I work on other people's cars and they're like watching me, I get like really bad anxiety, like I'm gonna mess up in front of them, and I don't know why. I just get anxious like that. And one time my shop teacher asked me to change his oil on his brand new, it was like 2015, like whatever truck it was, but it was brand freaking new, had like a couple thousand miles on it, and he wanted me to do the oil change, and I'm over here anxious, like the dude's like breathing down my neck and everything, and I'm going to put the oil filter on, like freaking myself out. And I actually ended up putting the oil filter on a little crooked. We didn't cross thread anything, but I put the oil filter on crooked, and he went to go start the truck, and like 8 quarts or 15 quarts, whatever it was, dumped on the shop floor, and it was awful. It was super embarrassing. He was so mad. The next day I spent like $150 on like the oil and all the stuff, and I came in and I was like, look, I'm really sorry that I did this. I bought you all the oil. Like, I just apologize. And he was like, sweet, you want to do it again? And I said, absolutely not. The weird thing after all of that is a week later, he offered me a job at a dealership. Don't know why he did that. Maybe because like I came forward with my mistake and I made it right by buying him oil, and he thought that was cool, but I have no idea. It was embarrassing, and I'll tell you what, it's never happened again. Next one from Tyler George. After all the positive comments about Connecticut content, has the thought of moving back up crossed your mind? So I have thought about this a lot with Courtney and everything, and talking about Courtney. I do want a house in Connecticut. I don't think that's going to happen right now, but definitely in the future, I do want a house in Connecticut as well as Florida. I think as Florida as a better like business opportunity. Things are closer, things are easier to access. You can kind of do whatever you want all year round, and I definitely think it's cool to have like a place in Florida and a place in Connecticut, because content always will be changing and everything. But as of right now, I'm just staying in Florida. I'm gonna come visit Connecticut and stuff, and we're just gonna figure out as we go. But I do enjoy living in Florida. I think the opportunities are a lot better there. Next one from Anthony Abel. I really hope I'm saying these right. Do you plan on getting another 4-wheel drive like the Forester, or just sticking with the Joe Exotic Miata? So actually, my plans with the Joe Exotic is to take the 6-speed out, to put a 5-speed transmission in, take the coilovers out, put stock suspension in and all that stuff, and just sell it. Cooper's pointing at himself because he wants to buy it. I don't think that's the car for him, but I definitely had a lot of fun with that car. I wish we had more fun with it, but with everything going on, like my intentions of bringing it here was to really thrash it, hit some jumps and everything, but I got hurt so fast that I wasn't even able to really do that. I do plan on selling it. I do want to get a different NB and more cleaner. I don't really care for like the whole Miata off-road thing as much. I would love to get another XJ, lift that, and actually do some off-roading. I think off-roading is a lot of fun, and I definitely see another four-wheel drive vehicle in my future. Next one from David Moore. What is your favorite memory from the Haggard days? When are we gonna get Anton's shirt? That's a very good question. We still have the design and everything, and actually, as far as merch goes, my friends have been working day and night getting all your guys' merch orders. We've gotten over 700 by now, and we're almost done, so please just bear with us. I really do apologize about how long it's been taking. We've definitely, so like, I've only started really getting serious with merch this year, like in-house and not like a third-party company doing it. So it's definitely been a learning curve, like with the pre-orders and everything. I know what I can do and I know what I can't do. And this last drop was definitely an eye-opener on what I can't do. So my goal with merch moving forward is to never do this again and never even have to have you guys ask where your merch is and all of that stuff. So we are working on it, and I really do apologize. It wasn't my intentions, but we're working with it. And what is my favorite memory? Man, it's a good question. My favorite memory? Damn. I don't really know my favorite memory, but honestly, I really do miss like the whole Nancy garage hangout, like next to my mom's house and everything, and like Mark is coming over. Even Orion coming, Cam coming, Brendan, like all of us just hanging out, having a good time, like that. Those are definitely the days I miss for sure. I wish things definitely went different and we could have made things work, but everyone always told me money ruins friendships. I was always like, nah, we can figure it out. Everything's good, but it is true. Money does ruin friendships. I think that is the leading cause to losing a friend is definitely money. Don't let money get in between your friends because it always gets ugly no matter what. Next one from Shane TC. Are you gonna make another video hanging out with Cam when you go back to Florida? I would absolutely love to. Hopefully me and Cam can do a podcast together as long as he's down for it and everything. But yes, I saw on his Instagram that he wants to get back into drifting too. I'd love to help him do that and to offer my shop space to help him like get his car in the right track and all of that stuff. So the answer is yes. Next one from Connor White. When the COVID-19 has all disappeared, you up for doing a UK car meet when you come over to do the next video battle with Tommy? I don't really know if we're going to be doing another video battle in the UK, but if that ever does happen, I would love to host a meet with Tommy. I think that was a lot of fun. Even though I was insanely tired, it was still a pretty big come up for like not even living in that country and everything, and it was really cool to see all you guys coming out and us just hanging out as a whole. So yes, if that happens, I would love to do another meet. Next one from Joey Mira. Have you ever thought about getting more serious with drifting, like moving into a league of sorts like Marcus? I kind of just did touch base on this, but yes, I would love to do Pro-Am. I know I'm not ready for it. I know I have a lot to learn with like tandeming and everything and just getting more comfortable. Like every time I tandem, I'm like super stressed out at first, and like you definitely don't want to be in that mindset when you're competing and stuff. And I don't have a car set up for that. I do need like a full cage and like someone to actually like weld it in and like do all that tech stuff that I just won't do. So the answer is yes. The answer is I don't know when, but I think it would be cool to give it a try to see where I'm at and everything, because like I think when I do drive, I think I progress pretty quickly and I can catch on to things pretty quick. So I think that would be an awesome learning experience, and I think it would be a lot of fun. So the answer is yes. Next one is Jack Franceschi. Sorry. You said you got some new rims for coming for the R32. You still selling it? As of right now, the answer is no. It's probably going to be no for a great while now, just because I don't see a purpose in selling it. It's not like, I mean, if I needed the money like really bad, that I would sell it because it is worth a lot of money and stuff, but the only reason why I was contemplating on selling it, because if I sold the GTR, I was going to put that money towards an M2, but as of right now, I'm just going to keep the GTR, and maybe the M2 will come later down the road. Next one is from Cathal Lee. Would you ever consider a VW build? Probably not. I had a GTI in like the first 2 days, and like it was low, but it wasn't slammed. The first 2 days I destroyed the oil pan, the water pump went, everything started going, and like I think Volkswagens are like cool to drive inside. Like I don't think They're cool to like to rage on back roads and stuff, but like they're enjoyable to drive as a daily, but the answer is probably not. I do love cabrios though. Those are sick vehicles. Next one is from Angelo Marque. Yeah. When are you selling the LS car? So I had like someone like seriously interested. It was like Jack's friend. And he said he was trying to get the money together and stuff. I just told him to hit me up when he got the money, and he hasn't hit me up yet. I don't know if he's still serious, if he still wants it. I don't really know. I should probably follow up with that, but I gotta take this call, so I'll be right back. Okay, so that was actually my doctor, so I have to run out. I will just continue this video whenever I get back home, so I'll see you right now. All right, guys, so we're doing this in the car for a couple questions. Anyways, next question. Jake Heshman from Patreon. How do you feel your healing is going? Is your mental health okay? Anything bad happened that you are okay telling us about since you got home? So I think my healing's going fine. I mean, my physical therapist has been saying I've been doing really good, and I'm a little nervous about getting like full movement back in my knee. Like right now I'm set to 90 degrees, and like even if I wanted to go more than 90 degrees on my knee, like my patella tendon does not let me. It's very, very stiff. I'm starting to get a lot, like not a lot of movement, but my ankle is getting a lot more comfortable. I'm able to like move it a lot more freely without it like hurting really, so that's good. I still definitely have a long road to the recovery to like be at 100%, but starting as today, I can start weight bearing as tolerated, so that is cool. We'll start learning pretty quickly, I hope. And what was the other part of it? My mental health, okay? Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, I definitely have a high spirit. I'm just nervous that like this injury is taking a bit too long, and like it sucks that I haven't really been making too much content, but like I don't want to just put out like garbage and like just nonsense. I want to like do something and like have that be fun and entertaining. So like that aspect has been really hard. It's been really stressful, and like worrying about like viewership going down and stuff, because obviously like I can't do anything like super interesting, and I get that. I understand like views are gonna go down. It just sucks, and like to think of that sucks, and to think about what I could have done different or what I could have done to prevent this, and just did something different that day. But at the same time, you can't really think of that stuff because it's just gonna drive you crazy. Like what happened. You just have to live with it. Whatever the repercussion is, you just gotta live with it and adapt to it. And that's really what I have to focus on. But my mental health's fine. I just hit the pen a couple times and whatever. Watch some Netflix, play some Animal Crossing. Days are going by, so we're doing it. Next question. Drew Cherry. Which car of yours has made you the happiest, given you the most content? Definitely the Rice Miata. I really enjoy that car. I've always had a lot of fun. I have so many memories to the fact that like I went to Boston, it broke down. I slept in a state trooper police station. There was so much to that story. I gave it away. I got it back. We rebuilt it. It's got fully forged engine, making like 420 wheel. Like the thing is a monster, and I'm really happy about that car. Like yeah, it's a S-Box, but at the end of the day, it's my S-Box. I didn't build it to be like a perfect show car. I built it to thrash. I built it to drive, and for that, it's really good. Next one, Michael J. Wantuck. Don't mean to get personal, but what do plans look like on coming home to Florida? Will Courtney and the gang join you, including Little Will? Plans on coming home, like I said, I really want to get home by January 15th, and my plan is just to grind, man. I mean, I've had a lot of, I guess you could say, vacation time, if that's what you want to call this, but like I really just want to get back in a groove. I feel like my life is almost kind of in shambles. Like I don't really know what to do with myself, and it's kind of frustrating, and I just want to focus on streaming. I want to focus on getting my cars right, making content for you guys, getting some fire merch at a reasonable time, and like just getting back into that mindset, because like right now it's just really hard to even like, I mean, obviously I can't do that, but it's just hard to do that, and I want to get back to my normal life. And as far as Courtney, she actually ended up moving back to Connecticut. Florida, it just wasn't for her. She wasn't in the great mindset there. Like me and her were perfectly fine and everything, and we're gonna continue to make it work, but she just wasn't like stoked on the whole Florida thing, and that's a big reason why I want to get a house in Connecticut sometime as well, so we can actually have a life together and stuff like that. Just right now I have so many things to like focus on, so many things to like further my career and stuff like that, that as long as we can hold off, we can make this work great. So I'm not worried about it. I think everything will be okay. I trust her and she trusts me. So as far as little Will coming, he says he wants to, and I believe that. I just don't think, I guess I'll just say, I don't think he has the balls to actually make that move. But if he wants to, I'm there for him. Next one, Era Ambrose. You and Tommy ditching the scooters or next summer? I don't want to ditch the scooters by any means, but I do want to be 100% before we do that. I think it would, at this point, I think it would just be foolish to go on that scooter trip and not be 100%. So I do want to do it like that. Like, I was really stoked on it. I think it was a really good idea, and I think you guys were really hyped on it. So I don't want to abandon that, but as of right now, I don't have a set time for that or anything, and I do apologize for that. Trust me, I was serious. I mean, me and Tommy had some plans. I even bought a freaking Grom because we had like future plans. We were literally planning like 8-9 months out, and this happened and I ruined everything. I'm really sorry. Cameron McBride, do you think you will stay in Florida or eventually move somewhere new or back to Connecticut? I don't see myself moving anywhere besides Connecticut. Like I said, I don't want to live in Connecticut full time. I really enjoy Florida. I like Florida. I like the friendships I have in Florida and the relationships and stuff like that. So definitely, like I said, definitely want a house in Connecticut, definitely want a house in Florida. We just got to make it work. Means you got to grind more. Joelle Hall, why haven't you built a reliable drift car like a 350Z or even a decently built S chassis? I've always wanted an S chassis. I've always wanted a 350Z. I had an S14 that we did the kooky swap to. We were doing the SR, and like I said, that's just a soft subject that I wish I finished, but I just didn't have like the full knowledge to be able to do that and everything, and I wish I can go back to it for sure, because I would love to finish that and drift it and all of that. But I do want an S chassis in the future, and I think that is going to happen sometime next year, as long as the plans stay and I can do something eventually. I did have plans to do that, so hopefully that. As far as 350Z and why I haven't done it yet, I'm just dumb. Cameron Adams, why did Courtney move back to CT, and when you coming back to the UK? Courtney just wasn't, I already explained this, Courtney just wasn't fully happy there, and we didn't talk about it a lot and stuff, and it was just the right move for her, and for her, like, I guess, sanity to come back here. Like I said, it didn't change anything with us or anything like that, so I'm not mad that she left. Obviously, I'm a little sad, and if she ever wanted to come back, I would definitely open the door with wide open arms, but as of right now, she is living in Connecticut and making it work here. And when am I coming back to the UK? Looking at my injuries, I have no idea, my friend, and COVID. It's not even realistic at this point right now. Michael Mitchell, ditto question. My wife loves you guys and was like, what the F? She has a job and everything. So I guess I already answered his question. And yeah, she does have a job and everything. Courtney's doing great, actually. She's making good money, and I'm really happy for her. DB1DA9, would you ever go back to having side-by-side shops with Tommy? Some of my favorite videos are from that era. I mean, Tommy lives in Connecticut, I live in Florida. There is like some plans, like nothing like that, but there is some plans in the future that me, Tommy, and a couple others are like trying to develop and stuff, and if it happens, it happens. If not, if it doesn't, I'm not going to talk about it right now because there's no reason to. Chris and Tommy need to go in on a big ass warehouse and fill it with the coolest spot. Oh wait, and fill it with the cool cars. The old bus garage was the coolest spot. It wasn't. It was freezing. It was dirty. It was dusty. It was honestly awful. If they went in together, they could get a giant old industrial place where they could drift cars, where they could drift indoors. Yeah, cool idea, man. I definitely don't see that ever happening in this lifetime. Rob, Matchbox Garage, where do you see yourself in 5 and 10 years time? Hopefully house in Florida, house in Connecticut, just living, man. I don't know. I don't plan that much in the future. You could say that's a bad thing, some could say that's a good thing, but I don't know. I just don't plan my life like that, and yeah, hopefully I'm somewhere good. Not like this again. What is your dream car and build plans? I guess you could say my dream car is an M2. I love the M2, but build plans, I mean, right now what I really want is an E36 1J, like drift car. Like if I were to have a Pro-Am car, like a full Pro-Am car, I want an E36 coupe with a 1J full cage and everything. Just the sound of the 1J is so good. I love the E36 chassis, and they just look so good lowered and stuff, and I don't know, I think it's a perfect combo. Spencer, if you guys remember him, he's actually building one, and I'm trying to get to his shop so we can actually like film a little video and like talk about it. It's coming out really good, and he's doing a sick job. But yeah, definitely that's one of them. I'm a huge butthurt for either like an S13 coupe hatch or just an S14 with an SR. Like, I really want an S chassis with an SR. That's something I really want to do as well, and that's very achievable. And like I already said before, I really want an E30 with an M50 or an M52 turbo. So those are like the three main cars that I kind of want right now. And obviously we have the CRX. It's with the K series as well, and I want that to get the ball rolling as well. Too many things, too much money. Next question is, this is a hard, this guy must be like from Germany or something. Payat Scarrara, I'm really sorry if I butchered that. When are you finally going to build some engine from the bottom by yourself, even on AliExpress parts, so you're not scared to do so? I would like to do that, but like, I've thought about doing it. Like, I don't know, I just get nervous because it's just, it is a lot of money, and I guess if you did do Alibaba, it wouldn't be that much, but I just get nervous because there's so many things that you have to look out for, like clearances and all of that stuff, and I don't know. Definitely want to do it. Maybe that might even be a good project for when I'm kind of like, when I get to Florida and I'm kind of down and I can't like fully walk and stuff, like that would be kind of a cool project. So I don't know, that is a possibility. I do want to do that sometime, so we definitely will see. Paul DeRyan, what do you think you would be doing for a living if YouTube never worked out for you? What is the hardest thing about having a YouTube career? Also, do you think you'll ever build a Miata drag car? Just one super fast, crazy Miata. So I do plan on actually rebuilding the SR. I really want to kind of put that to the next level. So that is going to be way faster than it already is. So I guess you can say that will be kind of a drag car. Not really. It's just going to be just an ignorant street car. But the hardest thing about being a YouTuber is, I guess, just making daily content. Like, yeah, YouTube is an unrealistic lifestyle, but at the same time, it definitely takes over your life. Like, I mean, if you're a full-time YouTuber, you know, like, you eat, sleep YouTube, and it's really hard to like think about something else, or like make time for other things, if that makes sense. Like, literally the only things I really do in my life is what I film in my videos and play video games, which sometimes when I'm playing video games, I'm streaming for YouTube anyways. So I don't know, the hardest thing is, I guess you can say, making time for other people, or not constantly worrying about where you're at and how to get better. And I don't know, that's a really hard question, and you constantly have to be in like that positive mindset, because obviously you're filming every single day of your life. And if you're just like, hey guys, like, if you're in a pissy mood and you're like, hey guys, like, today we're just gonna F and put this, like, it's not gonna be interesting. So like, you need to constantly be in the right mindset to be able to film those videos, and to be able to be excited about things, and just be energetic, and like show that across camera. It's sometimes hard to show what you feel on camera and stuff like that, but I don't know, I think I do a pretty good job. Even when I'm in a bad mood, I feel like I can kind of just like sit there and think for 5 minutes and just kind of like clear myself and restart. All right, we're gonna pick this back up because Mother had to go to the grocery store. Mother is done. I'll see you back in the dungeon. Okay, back to the dungeon watching Coop play some Legos. But next question from Low and Slow. Back when you were 16 making videos with Onion and Cam and all those guys, did you ever think you would be where you are today? The answer is definitely no. Back in the day, I was strictly doing it for fun, and although I still do having fun, like making videos, I wouldn't be able to make them at the extent that I make them, obviously, if I didn't get paid. So that's definitely a huge incentive, but doesn't mean that I don't enjoy making videos, because I really do like making videos for you guys and everything. But the answer is definitely no. I did not see any of this coming, but here we are. Sean DNZ, are you still friends with Scumberto? What happened there? To be honest, it's not any of my business to tell. I don't want to like start that drama or anything, but I don't have a problem with Jack. I don't have a problem with Roberto. I'm friends with both of them. Got nothing against anyone. That's just my 2 cents. And I'm just going to leave it at that. John Daniels, what car do you regret building the most? Wow. What car do I regret building? Do I regret a car? I guess you can say the RV back in the day, because it went absolutely nowhere. I mean, we got, like, I didn't even really get to enjoy it. I got to drive it like 5 or 6 times, over to school once, whatever. But I guess that one, like, I don't really have like too many regrets. I mean, I guess you could say getting the Acura and doing burnouts against that tree. That I regret that for sure. I regret that, quote unquote, build. Next question is from Clifford Pezoid. Will you ever do a old Volvo build? Probably not. I do like the Volvo 240, but that's kind of like really the only one I like. But I don't really have like any serious interest in actually doing that as a build. Dang, there's a lot of questions. Next one is from Cameron Murray. Why is Brennan and Cam hiding and keeping silent over Haggard? My only guess is I guess they just don't want to really deal with it. They kind of just want to forget about it and like let go, because they got kind of screwed over. And I mean, I really don't know the real answer, but I mean, the reason why I would talk about it is just because I don't care. Like, if you're gonna be a scumbag and like you're gonna scumbag other people, like I'm not afraid to tell the truth and like to tell like who you really are as like a person. And I think I mean I think that's important to out people, because like if they're just living their life making a lot of money, screwing everyone over, that's a problem. And if no one acknowledges that, it's gonna keep happening, and that's bad. So that's the reason why I talked about it and gave my 2 cents of the story. I think that's why Grillo talked about it, gave his 2 cents of the story and all of that stuff. I'm so distracted watching Cooper play Legos. Bailey Angeline, would you ever make a trip to come to Ontario, Canada? I mean, I guess I can say sure, but honestly, I really don't know. Ooh, this is a good question. Jason Matthews, do you think YouTube is sustainable until retirement, and or what's your retirement plan? So, I mean, it's definitely probably not sustainable until retirement, unless you're talking about like at the age of like 30, 35 is you have so much money to retire. My retirement plan, I mean, to be honest, my biggest plan is to own property, like outright, like not owe a mortgage or anything, and to own what I want, like let's just use an M2 for example, to have M2 fully paid off and all that stuff, and only have to worry about like electric and all of that stuff, because I enjoy YouTube. I enjoy making a lot of money, making the money that I make, but I don't need that to be happy. Like, I can definitely be happy without the money that I have now and all of that stuff. And if YouTube were to stop, I think it would definitely be a huge like life change, but I don't think it would like I don't think it would kill me, because like I said, having money and being able to do what you want when you want is nice, but at the same time, I really don't need that. Honestly, if YouTube were to stop, it would almost be like a weight off your shoulders in a way. Like, yes, it would 100% suck, but at the same time, you don't have that like stress level of like, okay, what am I doing? I need to do this. How do we make this entertaining? I need to do this. I need to do this today. I'm gonna buy this today for a video. Or there's definitely a lot of stress that comes with being a YouTuber, and I'm not complaining by any means. I'm very thankful for what I have, and all I'm saying is I don't need it to be happy. And as long as I have a house that's paid for and cars that are paid for, I would technically only need a part-time job, and I'd be cool with that, you know? Carolina's just ate a goldfish. What are you doing? Yeah, that's my 2 cents. I would just own a house, own my cars, and just flip cars to be able to pay for electricity and whatever I kind of wanted to do. Next one, Mikey Abbott. Would you ever consider building a show car? Dude, the Blueberry. Is that not a show car enough for you? Mikey Abbott again. Why is Florida so important other than it being warm year round? I think a lot of us prefer the content with Tommy. Like I said, I think there's a lot more opportunities in Florida. I think everything's a lot more accessible. And I don't know, man. I just enjoy Florida. I mean, I've lived in Connecticut my whole life. I enjoy this change of pace, the different scenery and everything. And like I said, I've gained new friends there, and I've had a lot of fun, and like hanging out with Nat, my friend Steph, like Marcus, Alex, like we always have like good times and stuff. And I just like kind of recently, over like the past like 7 months, I met Matt and John. They've been really good friends, and Jordan, he's been helping me a lot as well. And I don't know, I'm not anywhere close of giving that up at all, and I don't plan on giving that up. So like I said, I want a house in Connecticut at some point, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna end my Florida career, I guess you could say. Sorry, I just had to eat a cracker. I'm starving. Peter Scott. Hey, Chris, sorry you're going through this pain and trial, both physically and mentally. I know that you are strong and always push through to better and more resilient. And his question is, with the success of your YouTube career, would you consider any future education or training pursuits? Also, do you think you will do a local meet once you get back on your feet? So definitely won't be doing any meet in Connecticut for sure. Maybe like a Florida meet. Honestly, one of my big goals that I've been wanting to do is like start like a little car show, little drag race meet, or maybe do like an autocross day, because like I did talk to like PBIR and like how much it is to rent, and yes, it's very expensive, but if we can get enough people there and we can do merch, we can get enough people on the track, it could be profitable, it could be a really fun day. And like I was kind of like slowly working up to that and everything, and then I came to Connecticut and all this happened. But as far as future education, if you're talking about college, I'm definitely not a college person. I don't really have the attention span for that. It's really hard for me to like focus on that, or I guess want to focus on that. So I don't know. There's a lot of like future questions. I know it's bad. I don't really think about the future. I kind of just live my life, and it's how I always live my life, and I've never been un-okay, if that makes sense. So I do have like a business plan that I do want to do. I can't talk about it whatsoever, but if it happens, great. If not, whatever. But as of right now, I'm just doing my thing. Dylan, when are you getting an E30? Hopefully soon. Gus Gillen, are you still going to be getting land when Tommy buys the property he was talking about a while ago? Does that mean you will be moving back to CT? I will watch wherever you are, but CT videos hit different. The answer to that is I don't really know. When I do get a house in Connecticut, like I obviously want Courtney to be part of that decision. I don't want to be the one making all of the decisions there. So the answer is I don't know. Justin Wimmer, agree or disagree, the Blueberry is your cleanest car to date? Either that or the Evo. The Evo is really clean. Honestly, the GTR is getting there, like, because we repainted the roof and the door handles and stuff, and that car has no rust either. The CRX is going to be insanely clean when it's finally done. I don't know. I think I have a couple clean cars. The ND is really clean. It's brand new. Are you keeping the LS3 E36 or selling it to get something different? That was from Dakota Felix. I want to sell it. If it doesn't sell, I'll probably end up driving it a few times in Florida, drifting it, whatever. But yeah, my intentions are probably to end up selling it. Josh, would you ever build an Audi? No. Jay, what advice would you give to your past self at the beginning of high school? Learn a little more. Me, my mom, John, and Cooper, and Courtney will play like categories and stuff, and like just spelling and stuff like that. I really wish I paid more attention in English class and like just learned a little more, because I just never cared, and all I cared about was like playing an emulator Pokemon on my phone or doing anything but school. And I mean, I look at it now and I think like I was there anyways, so why didn't I just do the work? I mean, and it's funny because like everyone always said like enjoy high school while it lasts because you're gonna miss it. I'm like, who would ever miss this dump hole? And like, to be honest, like high school, it was fun. Like looking back at it, like I had a lot of good memories and stuff, and I had a lot of fun. Like I said, I would tell myself to learn more because I think learning is important, right, Coop? Yeah. Is learning important? You learn in school? continue to learn. That's the best advice I can give him. Someone named Cam in the Patreon asked about my ex-girlfriend. I don't even want to bring that up. I don't even want to give her like the time of day. So I'm gonna skip that question. Trevor Wells, FES spec, the Rice Miata. It's not that. Andrew Sawyer, once healed and back on your grind, man, any chance of doing a video series with meeting up and racing some subscribers with similar cars? Have a buddy with a built and boosted 1.6 Miata that he wants to give the Ricer Miata run for its money. You know, I think that's actually a great series. I think that's a great idea. I'm definitely going to put some consideration into that. I think that could be a pretty cool series and everything. And I guess just stay tuned, because I would like to do that. Now that I have like the platform, Patreon and everything, it's much easier to talk to people and to interact and everything. So I think that's definitely a possibility, and I want to thank Andrew Sawyer for actually coming up with that idea. Shout out to you. Hector Calvillo, Anton is getting married, so the question is, when are you popping the question to Courtney? I already answered that question. Not ready for it. I don't see a purpose in getting married right now. No offense to anyone that's getting married right now. I mean, everyone has different perspectives on life and all of that stuff. Like I said, happy for Anton and everything. I think it's great, and he's happy, and I'm happy for him, but it's just not for me at the moment. All right, Benjai Rax. I can't believe how many questions there are. I've been watching since the OG days. I've always wanted to start a YouTube because of you. Is it worth starting YouTube now? It really depends on what you're trying to do, and I mean, nowadays it is insanely hard to get into YouTube, just because like every single like category has so many big people, and it's just so hard to get your name out there and everything. Like, that's why I told Will, I'm like, if anyone were to start a YouTube, I guess it would be good for him to do it, because like he has the friends that have the following, and like I think that's like really the only way to get big at this point, unless you either get lucky or you do something crazy. I think if you really want it, I think you should go for it, but I'll say you need to be very consistent. Okay, so my battery just died, and I think it's insanely awkward to film with your iPhone, because it's just so close to your face and everything. You can see yourself. It's a lot different. What the hell was I saying? Oh, with the YouTube, I think you need to be very consistent. I think you need to be prepared for failure, and to just understand that you're not going to get big overnight, and you need to remember that. I was insanely lucky with my YouTube channel, with Haggard growing as fast as it did, and me kind of branching off. Like, I couldn't have gotten any more lucky, honestly. So I'm thankful for that, but I say go for it if that's where your heart is. Just understand that it is a challenging thing to do, and don't be hard on yourself. Okay, so considering my GoPro just died, I figured that we would just plug it in, because I don't like the whole iPhone filming thing. And I just edited this video, and we're already at 50 minutes long. So I was actually reading through the YouTube comments, and there's like a lot of the same questions throughout, like the same as Patreon. So I'm gonna finish up the Patreon ones, and hopefully I covered just about every single one. But I did see a lot of people in the comments asking about the whole who's posting on Haggard Garage, and I did talk about this, and I did sum this up in Patreon, but obviously everyone's not a patron. But it's not me, if you guys already couldn't guess it. I am not the one posting the old videos in Haggard Garage. I believe it is Orion. I have some people that used to be close with him that told me that it was him. So and that's the only thing, that's the only logical thing. He wouldn't give anyone else that information, like the password or anything. And the only other possible person it could be is Chow. And to be honest, I just don't think he would be that smart to be able, like, to download every single one of those videos and re-upload them, name them the same title, and re-monetize them for more money. I don't think he would even do that. I don't think he would care to do that. I don't think there would be a purpose in him doing that on videos that he was never even a part of. So yeah, I think Orion's just trying to make a quick cash grab. And to be honest, I can give a damn less about it. It really doesn't bother me. I've watched at least probably 20 of them just because it's good memories on my end, and I don't even care if it gives him a few pennies. If that's what he needs to be happy, I'm happy to give you your couple cents, buddy. But at the end of the day, it's not me. It's not Grillo. Grillo's over there, sleeping with my dog, or the family dog. And yeah, hopefully that sums that up, because I've been asked that probably 100 times why he's putting my link in. I honestly couldn't even guess. Next one from Jacob Menth. Can you give us a Spencer update? How's his life? Y'all still cool? Does he still have his E36? Yeah, actually, he came to visit me because he needed a transmission for one of his like side jobs, and I talked to him a little bit, and I am trying to go to his shop to show you guys his E36 build. He sold his original one, but he does have an M3 shell that he full caged himself. He put a 1J in it, and he's now doing the wiring harness. It's very cool build. It's got SLR control arms and a bunch of cool stuff done to the car, so I am excited to show you that whenever I can get there. Hey, girl, you want to bring me?
What?
What? Are you on Tinder?
Get out of here.
Dude, I saw a girl in the shower.
Get out of here.
When she
put that in the video.
What? I couldn't. The GoPro couldn't see the.
Get out of here.
Moving on. Yes, we are still cool. How's his life? I think good. He's got a shop and everything, so that's sick. William Norbutt, would you ever want to do an E46 build? E46 ain't my thing. I do love the E46 M3, but I want too many other things to want that. So, moving on. Toyota fan, any plans for the Roadster and the Civic? The Ricer Civic, I just want to get that thing running, making 300 horsepower. The Roadster, I do want to refresh that whole thing, build that engine, and probably make around 550 horsepower. And as far as the CRX, as soon as it gets out of the body shop, I do want to get the K-Series engine and start to do that. Next one from Bradley. How many people have you fit inside a Miata? Funny you say that. I think it was 5 or 6, and it was with the Ricer Miata in my mom's neighborhood. We were just driving around being idiots, but I had me in the driver's seat, someone in the passenger, someone sitting on the center console, and like 3 people holding onto my roll bar. So 6 people with no hardtop. So if that's cheating, well, it is cheating, but you know what I mean. Sam Lee, when all this COVID stuff is over with, can you host a better meet in the UK when you come back here? Would love to fanboy in real life. LOL. PS, you're one lucky SOB with Courtney. Courtney is great. Get popping her the question. She is definitely a keeper. We've talked about marriage in this already, and Courtney is great. And yeah, if I go to UK again, I will definitely, I mean, I probably will, but if I do go again, I definitely will go to the UK again, and I promise you, once I do that, I will be hosting a meet for you guys. Next one is Jaden Mail. Host a good meet in the UK. Would love to meet. I definitely have to do that. Dancing Dragons. Do you do ride-alongs at drift events? I try to. It really depends on how many people I bring and like what we're trying to do for like a video and stuff. But yes, if you come up to me 9 out of 10 times, you are getting a ride-along. Brandon M. D. Martile. Do you ever sit back and think to yourself how many cars and motorized vehicles you have blown up, destroyed in your young lifespan? Most people have never had a car get rod knocked, but your nickname is literally Rod Knock because for whatever reason, anything you touch ends up getting destroyed. Well, I definitely don't drive cars. She just started going crazy out of nowhere. But I definitely don't drive cars nice. But yes, no, I have thought about that a lot, and they're all good memories. I mean, not all of them. Acura Fire, but a lot of them are good memories, and I have looked back at them. Next one up is Philip. When do you think you'll be back in Florida? January 15th. Omar Sanchez, any upcoming giveaways? Next big live stream in Florida. I already have a few things that I want to give away, and I want to start doing that again. We did do the GoPro Hero 9. That went well. His name was Desmond from Hawaii, and maybe he's vlogging. Who knows? Teddy Bolson, what's the scoop with all the Haggard Garage channel going on? I don't know why he's asking that, because I summed it up in the Patreon, but... And you ever hit a dab rig? Yes, I have. And the first time I hit it, I thought I was going to die. Gavin Adams, would you ever move the CT again? We did talk about that. Dancing Dragons, would you ever do LSD? I don't think so. Zach, future plans for the Ricer Miata? Drift the hell out of it. Sammy, how did Anton's proposal go? It went awesome. She said yes, and they are a very happy family. Benji Rax, would your mom do a podcast with you? See her point of... That's a great idea. Honestly, I didn't even think of that. So, Benji, that will be coming at some point. Hopefully, as long as she does it. IB, do you pee in the shower? I remember one of my friends in high school, he always said, there's 2 types of people. Liars and people that pee in the shower. Coop, do you pee in the shower?
No.
You don't pee in the shower?
Why?
No, dude, most people are not that gross.
What?
That's disgusting. Are you kidding?
I pee in the shower. Do you pee in the shower? Who doesn't pee in the shower? Yeah, I'm serious. Why wouldn't you pee? What's the difference between peeing in the shower and peeing in the toilet?
The toilet's meant for that, and it's like it stays clean in its own little bowl. A shower, you're supposed to get clean in the shower. Like,
you're not pissing on yourself.
Well, but like the splash reads, don't you know how?
The splash? What are you hitting the wall and recoiling onto your stomach? And it's all going down anyways.
Yeah, but that's still like germs can still travel, dude.
Germs can travel. Where? If it's going onto the ground, where is it traveling?
To your feet.
You're worried about getting pee on your feet.
Yes, actually. Are you kidding me?
No, every single time I shower, I pee. Every single time.
Well, then the cat's at least your problems. Holy Lord.
The cat's the least of my problems? What, the peeing is the most of my problems? Throw it down in the comments. Is that gross to you?
Yes, it's gross. What kind of question is that? It's not even a question, guy.
Is he weird?
No.
I know people are going to ask, Coop, how did you get this Band-Aid on your head?
I used a massager.
I bought Courtney this like crazy massager for her birthday, and it's one of those things that like has like a ball at the end of it and it goes by really fast. And Cooper was like sitting there massaging his forehead with it, and literally an hour later he had this huge red mark. And so he doesn't pick it, he's got this Band-Aid there. But next question here, Disco Kawasaki, what was on Onion's bagel? What was on Orion's bagel he was eating during the car fire? Also, do you have Marina's OnlyFans? I actually don't have any OnlyFans accounts. And what was on Orion's bagel? It was cream cheese. And I think that was Brendan. Brendan was eating the bagel. Daniel Caves, favorite show you're bringing since you've been locked in the dungeon basement? Black Mirror, for sure. Black Mirror is really good. Joe Harris, would you ever do a Patreon only meet? I mean, I would be down, but I don't know if that would be possible, because I don't know if there's enough like patrons to be able to host it in one specific spot. But maybe that's something we can talk about on a later date. Kenny Lee Aponte, can you give us a Missile Devin Spencer and Mambo update? Missile Miata, honestly I haven't talked to Missile Jake in a long time actually. I mean, me and him are still good. There was never any like fallout or anything. I just haven't talked to him. Devin Stonebag Devin, I was riding with him and everything and hanging out. It was a good time. Other Devin, haven't really talked too much. We've texted like here and there, but nothing really. Spencer, I've talked a decent amount of times. Like I said, he came to my house to pick up a transmission, and we did like make a little video part that I haven't used yet. And Mambo, I haven't talked to Mambo in a while. Benjamin Zevin, do you and Tommy still plan on doing some sort of compound in CT? I mean, if he buys property, I'm down to rage his property. Curtis Sawyer, how long did you work at Subway and how much did you earn? I think I worked at Subway for about 1.5 years, and I probably made about 10 to 15,000 if I were to guess. I don't really know the exact number, but I worked a lot there. Why did Courtney move back to CT from Stuart Moser? I already answered that, but that kind of sums it up for all the Patreon questions. Like I said, I did read a lot of the comments, and they seem to be repetitive from the questions that the patrons asked. There was one that asked if I would own a Samurai, and yes, I just don't need that right now. It's not like on the top of my list. Samurais, they're sick, but at the end of the day, like, I'd rather have something else than a Samurai. But I think we're gonna end the video right here, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Q&A. Hopefully I answered most of your guys' question. Big shout out to all the patrons for kind of hitting every single topic on the head of the nail. You guys did great, and maybe we'll do one of these again soon if everyone yells at me in the comments saying, "Oh, you missed my comment. What was this? What was that?" I can't beatbox anymore. I don't think I ever could. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to subscribe for more, And we will.
In the shower.
And pee in the shower.
Don't pee in the shower.
Pee in the Cooper.
Pee in the shower.
Pee in the shower. We're out of here. Peace.
I told you, the sky is the limit. I can't let nothing get in my way. I don't care what they gotta say. I'ma do my thing, you already know. Pull up in the Benz, oh she ready to go. Ride with me, baby, yeah, ride with me. Going to the moon, baby, come and fly with me, yeah.